Hi everyone, welcome to the Growth Circle, a space where we share real stories of women entrepreneurs and leaders. Not only those who worked, but what it truly took them to get there. So, hi, I am Shubhra Chabra, a community volunteer with the Growth Circle, and today we are in conversation with Ishita Misra. Ishita is a co-founder and creative director of Fonzie Folksy, a perfume brand built from the passion, purpose, and bold creativity. She blends art and strategy to craft fragrances that celebrate individuality and stories that stay with you long after the first impression. Hi, Ishita. Welcome to Growth Circle.
Hi, Shubhra. So nice to see you today.
Same here, Ishita. So, Ishita would love to hear a bit about your background, about who you are.
Craftfully, if I could put this to you, I write stories with my nose and you read my stories with yours. So
Wow.
my journey, yeah, my journey has been like a summary of molecules, marketing, and olfactory storytelling. I started Fonzie Folksy. There's a team of three in the founding team. We started it in 2024, and we actually started building the brand 3 years before that, before the actual launch. And so, if I look at my journey in reverse, before Fonzie Folksy, I was part of the family business where I was taking care of business development and strategy. And before that, I was working with Sindhu in Eli Lilly, where I had various roles of corporate communications, digital marketing, sales, etc., etc. So I have been in corporate for a very long period of time, and now I've started my own brand.
Great to hear that. So, what inspired you to start Fonzie Foxy? And just give me like, how did you start this journey?
Yeah, so Sindhu, what had happened, I think I was always very passionate for perfumes. As a young girl, I was blessed with, great friends and relatives who used to give me a lot of perfumes, and I used to have fun with layering them. And then it started going in the direction where I started blending a few scents myself. And I kept going back to it. And then I realized I want to learn it, like the art and science of perfumery. And I enrolled myself in Grasse Institute of Perfumery, which is in Grasse in south of France. And I
Okay.
studied from the perfumers there. And then I started blending in my own capacity, and that's how it began from there. And then we thought we should start a brand and share it with more people.
Okay, nice. So, what would be a memorable piece of feedback or a story you would have kept in your mind, in your heart, from any customer or any relative, if you have, that has stuck from you in your heart regarding the brand?
It, I can recollect this one specific memory that I have today. Right after we launched the brand, there we do a lot of exhibitions. So we are there. We want face-to-face interaction with our customers because primarily we are an online brand, but we want to also be closer to our customers. So we do a lot of exhibitions, and one such day, you know a group of foreigners had come to our place, and I remember this mother and daughter had come and they tried our perfumes and they liked one. So we'd given them a sample and they left. And I think around 15, 20 days later, we get a message from them on our WhatsApp, on the brand's WhatsApp, on the brand's Instagram, that, hey, I'm going to leave India soon. I want this product. How can I buy it? I'm right now in Jaipur. I've tried a lot of perfumes, but I've fallen in love with Runway Bows. So we were like, okay, you're in Jaipur, but we can courier it to you. Then the customer was like, no, I'm going to Rishikesh tomorrow. So we were like, okay, fine, we can do that. Then and this customer was so persistent and had fallen in love with Runway Bow so much that she was ready to sort of interact with us to full detail. And somehow her flight got preponed, or they had pre-shifted their travel a little before, and then they were in Delhi. And we met them at the airport. I really wanted to meet this customer face to face because she had a great feedback for Runway Bows. And I really wanted to understand what had really clicked with, her, because she comes from a place where she has such seasoned brands. And
Right.
the one thing that she told me was that I really like the blend. I like
Yeah.
the combination of rose and oud, which is there in Runway Bows, and I wanted to take it back from India because I it will remind me of India every time I'll use it. So
Wow,
I,
that's
yeah,
incredible.
yeah, that
That
was a
must
very,
have leave a long lasting impression on you. Like, wow, this brand has made some remarkable memory for me.
yeah, yeah, that was something which really made a very strong memory for us as a brand, that we were appreciated um,
Right.
in a very good way. Yeah.
Wow. What was the one of the biggest challenge you have faced in the early days of founding your brand, and how did you overcome it?
Yeah. So challenges. So as I said, we had started working on the brand almost 2.5, 3 years before we actually launched the brand. So at that point in time, when we were wondering, we had worked on our 4 perfumes launch, where we were wondering whether we should give the customer 50 ml or 100 ml, and then we thought that 50 ml and 100 ml, the pricing is not like 50% of 100 ml. There's hardly, a 7, 800 difference. So might as well give them a, option of 100 ml, where they get more value and they get a bigger size in the same price. So we did that. And then when we launched, we realized, oh, there's a trend of 10 ml, 30 ml. Everybody wants to squeeze in a perfume in their bags, and the sizes of
Right.
bags are getting smaller and smaller every day. So then we also started working on our 10 mls.
Oh,
So in
nice.
our exhibitions or wherever we had the face-to-face events, we had our 10 mls to our customers. The other challenge that we realized very soon was that perfume by its nature is very sensorial. So you have to physically try the
Hmm.
brand, the
Hmm.
perfumes, to be able to buy it, right? So there were a lot of first-time buyers, online customers. So for them, we curated a discovery set with 2 ml of bottles of all 4. So we started that so that if anybody wants to try our products, can buy a discovery set online. And if they like one of the 4, and they buy a 100 ml bottle of that, we will reimburse the amount of discovery set in their purchase. So that
Oh, nice.
was one thing that we overcome with discovery set as an option to our online buyers and first time buyers, because perfumes evolve over a period of time. It also, people's preferences are different, etc., etc. So yeah.
That's nice. And you are giving value to them. Like, they are not like they have bought the perfume and they can leave it. Like, that's not they won't perfume is something which is very personal to us, so they can
Yes.
relate with the smell, with the fragrance of it. So accordingly you have created it.
Yeah.
Great, great. So my next question to you is, what trends in the fragrance or the creative industry excite you most right now?
I think the few trends that I really appreciate and value, one is inclusivity. So a lot of brands today are selling unisex perfumes. As a young girl, I always enjoyed wearing my father's perfume. So
Yeah.
I was like, why is this not for me? Or, I have so many friends who like floral perfumes who are men. So I think inclusivity, bringing in the unisex fragrances, is something which I really respect. Then I really like the way there's this, a twist, a modern twist to classical accords, like classical fougere, she are given a very modern twist. So then it gives you a very contemporary feel with those products. Then there are also a lot of experiential events, like you have perfume workshops, you have sort of like smelling bars, you have more ways of experiencing perfumes today. So, and yeah, AI would make a shift too. So there are a lot of things that are changing, which I think are good. New gourmand, and there's also more comfort scent. Things like these are coming up, and I think they are good trends to sort of live with and see how it goes. Yeah.
Great, great. And also, you mentioned regarding your discovery box, like it's
Yeah.
generally for newcomers, and newcomers like who wants to try your brand and then maybe attach value to it, like, and accordingly buy another one. So what would it be also for the newcomers in this perfume line? Like some people have that in thought that no, this would give me some allergy, I would sneeze and all that. So you would have a a good variety of light version and strong version. Would you put some thoughts into it, like?
So these perfumes that we've launched are European guidelines approved. So they are along the, all the guidelines that the strictest guidelines we have given. Then the perfume, the collection right now is the launch collection, and our next collection will be very different. I can't throw much light into it, but this one is more. There's one which is fresh. There are three which are woody and floral, and there's one where we have worked on a leather aspect, which took a lot of time to create because we wanted to create a very special leather, which is not like a hot tar meeting the road, but it's like a smooth, leathery jacket you're wearing. And it has cardamom, saffron, etc., in it. So that's the kind of collection we have right now, but we've just started. So our collection will come again. And we are taking it slow. We are not sort of cluttering, we are not adding to the clutter. We are taking it slow and bringing in products very consciously. The idea of naming it Fonzie Folksy was to bring in the modern contemporary touch. And folksy is the idea of having folksy to Fonzie was to bring in a community which has that evolved journey with perfumes, which has that taste to enjoy more complex, unique blends. And of course, we use a lot of ingredients as well. We use ingredients from all across the world. But yes, we want to bring India, the perfumery, French perfumery in an Indian way, if I could say that.
Wow, great, great. So how do you balance your artistic vision with business strategy in the product development?
It's a very good question. So I think in perfumery, for me, artistic vision and business strategy is more like a translation than a compromise, because it first starts with the artistic vision. Like what kind of emotions, what kind of feelings, what kind of story does my scent want to evoke? That's my artistic vision. And then I want, the business side of the strategy side of it helps me understand more practical ways of seeing my vision without killing the soul. That
Right.
who is it for?
Hmm.
When will that person apply it? I think it really helps the creativity to bring to the market the right product, right packaging, right story, and both go hand in hand.
Right. True. Next question for you is, what message or feeling do you want people to carry when they wear your scent?
I Okay, so we say that perfumes allow you to express your individuality. So I don't want to declare a statement that you should wear. I think all four of our launch perfumes have a feeling attached to it. Now, when we are giving that feeling to you, it's yours to own and depict. If you like one of them, you are sort of free to express, because it's a fragrance is more of an expression of your identity.
Right.
So,
Very true.
so when you are expressing your identity, a perfume becomes you, so it
Hmm.
has to be very unbothered and in an unpretentious way you. So
You
that's where I will
unique.
not give a statement.
What's your dream for this brand?
So we want to, right now, we are extending our offline presence, and we really want to expand that.
Great.
First of all, we want to be present all across India physically. And yeah, maybe we would want to be part of more luxury experiences. We would want to be part of uh, the world 7 years from now, hopefully. Yeah.
Great, great. Any advice for someone who wants to create something meaningful?
Something who wants to
Basically,
create something new.
advice for new startups, new people who have innovative ideas, but they still lack to start. They have some vision, but they are lacking somewhere behind. So
I think,
what is
first of all, clarity is very important. Clarity, patience, discipline. These are few things that really they matter more, and they weigh more over speed for someone who's starting off right now. So first of all, having clarity with what you want to do, then having a clear vision about it, and then working towards it with a lot of patience because it takes time to build something.
so I just wanted to ask कि, many times this happens like you tend if you try three four scents, three four fragrances, and your nose just can't your nose stops and it can't function properly. I think it happens with me if I try two three more scents and I can't function, like my nose can't function. It's like सब कुछ सेम जैसा लग रहा है या फिर I can't distinguish between the two or three fragrances. Like, what
Yeah,
do you
that's
want to
very
say
true.
about this?
Very true, and a very valid observation. A lot of us go through it. It's called olfactory fatigue. So basically, so when you smell more than the kind of perfumes you wear every day, the kind of smells you're exposed to every day, if you start smelling a little extra, your nose gets tired. It's called olfactory, means your sense of smell, and it fatigue is the tiredness that your nose has. However, as perfumers, we are trained if like 100 odd ingredients in a day. So as we are trained, so we don't get that fatigue so soon. We do get that too. There's another myth that people say that smell coffee beans and then your nose will reset. It's actually a myth.
Okay.
To reset your nose, you can't use another scent. So coffee beans have a smell of their own. So when we are trained, we are told to smell our own skin's scent, like without the perfume. So we sniff our elbows, we sniff our own wrist or arm, somewhere where there's no scent, but it's the smell of our own body. So
Okay,
we
that's the
reset our
logic.
nose that. And anyways, it's always good to take a break and walk and then come back. And then by that time, you would realize you will start smelling them again.
Okay. So, how do you make perfumes for the sensitive skin? Because many people have that barrier in mind कि यार ये मेरे को सूट करेगा नहीं करेगा. There are so many things we hear about perfumes कि it shouldn't be. So, how do people judge and how do people perceive it and how do they start buying it? Like if they are newcomers.
Yeah. So basically, perfume, uh, there are certain regulatory bodies like IFRA. It's a European regulatory body. They identify certain levels of ingredients to be used. So IFRA, for example, states that you have to use a certain ingredient only 10 units, for example. So you should be sticking to that because a lot of people are photosensitive. A
Okay.
lot of these ingredients, if used in a excess amount, lead to endocrine disruptors and etc. etc. So as perfumers, we are trained to follow those guidelines and treat our perfumes in that way so that all people can wear your perfume. The one thing, because I'm also very sensitive, my skin is very sensitive, I usually prefer doing a patch test of perfumes because I've got acute dermatitis from some brands and it did not suit my skin. So that's why when I created a brand, I really wanted to follow these guidelines and be along the lines where it does not cause any harmful effect to anyone. So you can always do a patch test for people
Great.
who have sensitive skin. First, do a patch test and see how it's going on your skin. If it does not create any allergic response, then probably
Hmm.
use it. Because as perfumers, we use a mix of both. So there are some beautiful synthetic raw materials. Synthetic, the word synthetic has been associated with a lot of, bad
Right.
imagery, but
Hmm.
it's not necessarily true. For example, if I want to add musk to my creation, I will not chase the deer musk for
Okay.
animal cruelty and everything. I would rather use a synthetic musk,
Sustainable
right,
option.
for a sustainable option, and it's also tested that it does not cause any. For example, it's also tested that does not cause any allergic response to human skin. So in that way, I think going for a natural vis-a-vis a synthetic is a better option. Then
Okay.
naturals definitely have a beautiful scent, but there are certain limitations to them. For example, if rose oil is made of 300 to 400, like the natural rose oil has 300 to 400 aroma chemicals inside of it.
Okay.
So it is not just that one drop has so many other molecules inside of it. And there are certain molecules which actually lead to allergic responses. So
Right.
there are
Hmm.
ways of working around it without those allergic
That might be a barrier for
compounds.
sensitive skin people
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
Right.
So that's where I would not say a completely natural is good or a completely
Hmm.
synthetic is good, because a
Blend.
good perfume is always a good mix of both.
Hmm.
And yeah, and also our natural resources are very limited.
Limited.
Yeah, and that's
So
where when
you
you
have
use
kept in mind
natural.
the sustainable options right from the start.
Yeah, and natural ingredients have their own beauty, but yeah, you have to think about how much you can use it,
Very
how much is it sustainable even for our Mother Earth to, sort of
right.
generate it to be part of so many perfumes, and also as an allergic response to people. So not all natural raw materials have evoke that allergic response, but some do. So I think it's a good mix of having a good mix of both is a better option.
Okay. Ishita, would you also throw some light on the process? Like you shared that it should be a mix of natural and synthetic, but I want to know more. Like, what do you think about making a certain perfume as a perfumer? What things we should keep in mind?
So as a perfumer, I think first is we need to have an inspiration. So sometimes, while you're travel, you're reading something, you're just pausing and you have some vision, and then you start working on that vision. So you know in your vision what are the 4 5 main ingredients. For example, we have the gallery. It's a
Hmm.
floral perfume, and so we knew when we were working on the gallery that it has to be nature's gallery, like a garden. Okay, so it has. We are walking in a garden which has rose, jasmine, ylang, and then sort of, you're also entering into an orchard where there are where trees with orange, lemon, lime, citruses around. And then you're sort of sitting on a rustic chair with a rustic table and sipping, cinnamon tea with a dash
Hmm.
of lemon, things like that. So let's say that was my inspiration for the gallery. And so the gallery has those notes. So that's a perfume.
Okay.
So which is around nature's gallery, which is
Hmm.
a garden and a forest, and it has
Yeah.
rose, jasmine, ylang. It has woody notes. It also has citruses in it. So that's how we start, and then we keep on building on that vision, and then the final, creation comes, and it takes a lot of trials for you to balance the product, the balance the creation, the blend.
Keeping
Yeah,
in mind the regulatory body also as well, the main regulations which
yeah,
we want to keep. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So nowadays everyone wants a long lasting perfume. What would you suggest? Would you want to wear a long lasting perfume yourself, or what do you want to suggest to the users? As in, which one is good? Because I think long lasting perfume would have more more chemicals to attach to it. Maybe a normal sensitive skin person cannot use it. Like, it's my myth. I just want to share it with you. Is it a myth or is it true?
So long-lasting perfumes not necessarily have that. They have woodier notes. They have more heavier notes that settle on your
Mhm.
skin and stay with on your skin for a longer period of time. Well, it depends on your choice whether you want something long lasting or you don't want something long lasting. A lot of people want that because maybe they feel that they can't do the,
Mhm.
they can't retouch it or do the touch up again, etc., etc. That's why they
Mhm.
go for a long lasting one. Personally, I don't like long lasting perfumes because they sort of, my nose being so sensitive, I keep on smelling it again and again when I actually don't want to smell. That's why I prefer uh, certain perfumes that stay with me for 3 to 4 hours and that's about it. And then they fade away so that I can concentrate on my work and not keep smelling like the way I was
Average
smelling before.
average duration should be 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Night.
That's what I personally like to your
Okay.
question.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it depends on a person's choice, whether they
Hmm.
want long lasting or not.
Okay. So, coming up to you now, like as a person, how has your experience been as a woman entrepreneur, and what's your challenge that has shaped you truly?
I think as a woman entrepreneur, a lot of women have come up and supported me. A lot of men have in the work sphere have come and supported me and the brand. So I feel really blessed on that. There have been some incidents where I felt that as an entrepreneur, I don't have that safety net or protection like I had when I was in a corporate um atmosphere, because when you go on a client one meeting in a corporate
Mm-hmm.
setting, people have to sort of behave in a certain way. When
Right.
you go out there as a woman, as a founder, you sometimes encounter some weird
Challenges.
interactions where I
Yeah.
felt that, it made me only stronger to face them, to tell them, work is work and business is business, and to show them their right place, if I could say
Right.
that. Yeah. So, but I think that's what has taught me something which is different. Being a woman employee and a woman entrepreneur, that's something which has been different.
And it shapes you well. Like after the interaction, after that, those
Yeah, you
challenges, if
get
you face it,
stronger,
if you,
bolder.
yeah, you come more stronger. Right.
Yeah.
How important was your family support in your in this journey? And as you told us that it was earlier your family business also, so share some thoughts about it.
I think again, as I said, I'm truly blessed. My family has completely supported me. They've only made ways for me to go ahead with what I was dreaming. They've never stood as an obstacle for me in any ways, and I think that ways I've been truly blessed. And
You had your experience, you had hands of experience in your family support as well, your family business as well, and then you came to this journey.
yeah, so I was transitioning from the family business to this, and
Okay.
it's a I think in my family also they told me that right now you should be focusing on this than
Hmm.
we are here to see the family business, so you focus on this completely, give your time to it, and build it nicely. So yeah.
Great, great. And as you told us that you are a co-founder to this brand, there are three members in this journey. So can you please share some insight, like what is your role in this journey,
So
in this
I
brand?
look at the product development and marketing.
Okay.
There's Prayot, who's a co-founder too. He looks at the finance and operations. And then there's Sumedha. She also looks at the strategy and business development and even marketing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. Next question might my next question to you is, as a mother, how do you balance entrepreneurship and parenting? And what does balance
Well,
word really mean to you?
I think, like I said in one of the questions, discipline is something
Discipline,
that's making me
really.
going. Because if I don't have my routine of the day with having two kids and their schedule, I don't think I'll function so well. So discipline has
Is
been
the key.
something,
Hmm.
my routine has been something which has kept me going so far, because a new brand is like a new baby. So technically, I'm handling three babies right
Three
now.
babies at right.
Hi guys, so Fonzie Folksy is available online on the website www.fonziefolksy.com. You'll find our 400 ml variants there. You'll also find a 10 ml travel set, which has all four of them in a travel set. Soon we will be also launching our single 10 ml set. So that's where you could go and buy Fonzie Folksy products. And we're also available on Instagram. If you have any questions regarding the products or anything related to the brand, you can write to us on our Instagram page, on our LinkedIn page. If you have any questions regarding my journey or anything related to perfumery, fragrance, you can write to me on my LinkedIn page. I would be very happy to talk to you and have a conversation. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sindhu. Thank you, Shubhra, for having me here today. It was such a wonderful discussion, and I'm truly honored to be here, part of this podcast of Growth Circle. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishita. That's a beautiful, incredible journey of yours. So, before wrapping up, I would just say, fragrance is as described by Ishita. I would just summarize it. Just isn't just about a smell. It's about stories, memories, and identity. Your unique identity. So, this is just about Ishita now. Ishita's personal journey. Thank you, Ishita, for your interaction, for the personal, for delving into your personal experience as well as your corporate one. Thank you for giving us your
Thank you
time.
so much, Shubhra, for asking me the questions and having me here. Sindhu, to you too.